Hello again, EDF friends. On this quick mission tips video, I'd like to talk about mission 89 offline or 88 online. I would say this is probably one of my favorite missions, honestly, in the whole game. You approach this hive from far away, and you actually have to take down the hive this time. You've seen it a few times previously, but you actually have to take it down. It's pretty rough because of the phases they do, because you can't just one-shot the hive like you could in EDF 4. The hive is immune after each phase, so you have to go through each of the phases. As far as threats go, of course the biggest threat is going to be wasps, the small wasps. There's red wasps on this as well on higher difficulties. Then secondary, there's a couple of queens you have to deal with, and then last of all there's two giant pillars, which can also be pretty rough. But those are all pretty much generally about the same threat level, honestly. As far as weapons go, let's talk about Ranger here first. If you're the one that has to take care of the wasp for Ranger, I think honestly the best thing you're going to have is the Emerald Missile Launcher and a missile item. The missile item that increases his lock-on speed and range. So that's what I recommend for wasps. And then secondarily, you could either take a healing bomb to heal your friends, to heal the NPCs, or you could maybe switch that out for if you have the ability to one-shot the wasps, like say you have, it depends on the difficulty level you have, but say you have a rocket launcher that can one-shot the wasps, because you don't want to knock them all over the place, you want to one-shot them. So a Goliath maybe, or maybe one of the rocket launchers that's strong enough, or if not, maybe a grenade launcher could be strong enough to one-shot the wasps. You might want to take that because there are certain phases, which I'll show you, where a bunch of them come out in one entrance, so you can just destroy them all in one shot. So that could be a possible option as well. As far as if you're the one that has to take care of the queen, then I think ultimately Ranger's best sniping is his vehicles. So I'd say I would take a brute, not the fire one, of course, but any of the brutes that shoot like railgun shots, or a railgun itself you can also take for the queen. But you have to be careful though, because if you don't have someone else taking care of the wasp for you, then the vehicles die so fast on this mission. And then of course you could always take a sniper rifle, your best sniper, but honestly your vehicle's going to be your best damage on queens if you can actually do it. You could also possibly take for the queen the super acid gun. This thing's very strong and very low level, so you could maybe take this, or of course a strong machine gun if you need to as well. And okay, also I also forgot to mention, these strategies are based on if your limits are on, lower health, things like that, which I think you guys know by now. Alright, so now let's move on to Wingdiver. I have tested Wingdiver's weapons on this mission many ways. I actually have I actually soloed this online Inferno with low health by myself. I'll put the link in the description if you're interested, but for my testing, nothing beats the Stardust Cannon and the Gleipnir, and then taking a core that gives you 200% weapon charge speed, so level 78, or there's also a lower level one, which is level 33. However, if you play on hardest, you probably won't have access to the 200%, so you probably need to take a 50% one. I think there's a 50% somewhere on here. Like this one, level 73 is 50%, but you want a charge core so you can get your grenade up all the time. And this combo works better than the Mirage, honestly, from my testing. So, however, I'm not going to say the Mirage is bad here if you have more than one person, but if you're doing the majority of the work, I would recommend Stardust Cannon and Gleipnir. And then for the Queen, I would say I would take the same setup, honestly, because the Stardust Cannon is amazing on the Queen with the 200%. Or you could switch it out for a Raijin maybe as well to Sniper, but I kind of like the Stardust Cannon, honestly. Alright, on to Air Raider. For Air Raider, I like the level 86 KM6, or any KM6 that has like 4 lines, 5 lines, like that, because it's very good on the hive, very good on the pillars, and very good on the wasps. So I would take that. Then I would take a 105 or a Vulcan cannon for the queens, or for the pillars as well. And then last of all, I would take a stationary gun, the Zexar guns. Those are good. I wouldn't take the launchers. The Z10 guns are not too good, so honestly I would say Zexar guns, or the Zera guns for lower difficulties, or the Zer guns. Those are the only 3 I would take. So if you don't have access to one of those that's high enough level, then you probably could switch it out for another KM6 maybe, or probably KM6 honestly, because it's very good on this mission. And then for vehicles, the Barga is possible for a distraction, but honestly it dies quickly and you can't really do too much with it. It's more of just a distraction, so I would probably recommend taking a Nyx Red Guard. I like the Red Guard honestly here. Or if you don't have access to that, of course, Revolver Custom's good, Red Shadow, so things like that I'd recommend taking. You could, also you could take the rocket one, the level 87, the best one, and use the rockets to shoot the wasps as they come out, which I'll show you in the mission itself. And then last of all, for Fencer, weapons I'd recommend for wasps, 2 sets of high altitude missiles. There's 2 different versions, level 71, or there's lower level version, level 38. And I think there's even lower as well, yeah, 18. So those are his best missile launchers. If they're not upgraded, then it's probably not going to be as good, but those are definitely his best missiles. And then for his other setup, I'd probably take Jackhammer Shotgun for the wasp, because it kills the wasp very quickly and very good. If you have to be the one that has to take care of the queen wasp, then I would swap out the Jackhammer for a Spine Driver, because it has good range. You could probably hit her with it. And then Dispersion Mortar. Dispersion Mortar is very good on the queen. Once again, though, if you don't have your accuracy upgraded, then it can be not a very good weapon. But with accuracy, the different versions of Dispersion Mortars are very good. And then also possibly, if you need to, if you don't have, good accurate dispersion mortars or good range stuff, you could always take maybe 2 NC cannons here with the recoil item. You may not even need the recoil item, honestly, because the queen's so big, but 2 NC cannons are pretty good snipers. The only negative is you can't change weapons to jump away for like 2 seconds after you start firing this thing, so you can get chipped away by the wasp very easily, so be careful with that. Alright, that's about it for weapons. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how the mission goes. There's different phases to it. Alright, as always, I'm going to be playing this with limits off and offline, so I can do this quickly for the video, but I've done this many times online with limits on. So, at the beginning here, you're going to have 2 sets of Rangers you can grab, and 1 set of wingdiver NPCs, and then some Nyx that are going to walk forward. So they're going to go ahead and go forward and start attacking, so there's really no need to wait here at the beginning. So they're going to stop here, right about here in these trees area, and they're going to stay there the whole time. So what you can do is, if you have 2 players and one person's taking care of the small wasps from further away, like where I'm at, and the other person's up close, you could always take those NPCs and walk close to the hive, underneath the hive, and most of the wasps that spawn out of that hive will try and attack the person that's near the hive, and meanwhile the NPCs and the second player will be safer distance, attacking the small hives from further away. That's something you could always do if you wanted to be a little bit safer. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack this hive a little bit, and once you do enough damage, you're going to have some tanks come in from the left side here, which is also be a little bit more distraction for you. But the first thing you want to look for is when the hive tilts a little bit, so you're going to see it crumble and fall over a little bit, which I'll do here and I'll show you. And once that happens, you want to be ready, because there's going to be a big trap coming out of this hole right here. So if you have explosives, like with Ranger, with the Goliath, or if you have Fencer with the heavy mortars or something like that, you can try and kill those wasps as they come out of that hole and just spawn kill them. Wingdiver, of course, with Stardust Cannon can kill them very, very easily as well, just by spamming it. Also, for Ranger, you could also take a flame, the napalm, the small napalm, and just keep shooting that hole, but I don't really necessarily like the fireball here, because you kind of have to constantly just be firing it. You're not really killing much else besides, the traps, but you could take it as a secondary instead of the Goliath if you don't have enough damage to one-shot the wasps. Okay, now you see the hive is starting to fall over a little bit, so now you'll see a bunch of wasps come out of this hole up here. So everyone just focus on those wasps that come out. They'll be reds as well. And as you can see, if you spawn kill them, it's pretty easy. So during these phases, when like something happens, you don't want to attack the hive. You want to just attack the phases that happen. So for example, I just want to kill those wasps that come out of the hole. I don't want to do much damage to the hive. So if you're if you're an air raider, you don't want to be throwing KM6s on the hive still, because you're just going to push the phase faster than you're ready, and you may actually wind up killing the team because you're pushing the phase too far, too fast. So like I said, once the reds spawn, don't attack the hive, just attack the reds, and then you can recover and then go to the next phase. So do more damage to the hive, and then after you do enough damage, you'll have a trap come from behind you right here. So once again, stop attacking the hive. You don't want to push the phase anymore, and just everyone focus on the wasps that are coming towards you. They're all yellow, and there'd be a queen coming here as well. So what you could do is you could have someone, you know, attacking the small wasp from far away, and then like say the fencer runs forward to distract the queen, or the wing diver could go forward, distract the queen, or just, you know, just try and use your vehicle to kill the queen, or whatever weapons you have, 105, Vulcan cannon, stuff like that. But there's still gonna be wasps coming out from behind you a little bit from the hive, but not enough to necessarily, you don't want to damage the hive anymore. You just want to focus on this queen until she's dead. So once you kill the queen, very easy with the Stardust cannon, because it just stuns her and does a lot of damage. Now once the queen is dead, you can just focus on the small wasps, and then regroup, heal up or whatever, and then go to the next phase, do some more damage to the hive. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some more damage to the hive. And this time the hive is going to fall over again, this time a little bit more. And that's one of the keys to this mission. If you know that it happens in phases and you know to stop attacking the hive once a phase happens, you'll make this mission a lot easier. Alright, I'm going to attack the hive again until it's, alright, now it's fallen again. You can stop, once it's fallen you can stop because the phase will happen. Now the bottom left hole over here is going to spawn a bunch of reds this time. So just try and kill all those reds as they come out. And don't try not to attack the hive much if possible. So it takes a little bit of a second here, but they will come out here. And there you go, you see a bunch of reds. And you could always go up there, like say you have, you know, also I've taken before the D110 shotgun with the Ranger, and I took the NPCs close to the hive and distracted for my second player, and just use my D110 when they spawn out of the hive and they just, you know, melt. And then of course I can be doing damage as a Ranger with the D110 to the hive because I'm close to the hive, and then the other person is taking care of the small wasp. That's another opportunity. Anyway, so once you kill the reds, you can go to the next phase. So we're going to do some more damage to the hive, and this time there's going to be two pillars that fall from the sky. The left large pillar is going to spawn spiders and drones, and the right one's going to spawn ants and drones. So whatever one you want to kill first doesn't really matter. I usually just focus on killing everybody attacking one at a time and then getting it down quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and kill these. As you can see, drones and some spiders come out of this one, and then drones and ants come out of the right one. So probably the spider one's more of a threat, so left side probably first. And try not to hit the hive during this phase, of course, because you don't want to push the phase. I should probably throw my Gleipnir. If you have wingdiver with the 200%, always throw your Gleipnir as soon as you have it. That's very important. It's a very good weapon. And then of course just use your Stardust cannon until your Gleipnir is back up and just keep rotating. Alright, two pillars are down, and now you can just defend the enemies that came out of the hive, or out of the pillars, sorry, and then go to the next phase and heal up. And if you do this, you know, by pausing in between each phase and just focusing on the phase, you'll be able to keep your NPCs alive pretty well. So now with next phase, I like to do is I like to take the NPCs, if you haven't already, and take them with you and go back further. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the NPCs here, and then we're just going to move away from this hive for the next phase. This just makes it a little bit safer. You don't have to do this, but if you're having trouble, I definitely would recommend doing it. So all I'm going to do is attack the phase again, or attack the hive again until the next phase happens. And this time, there's going to be a trap surrounding you of yellow wasps, and then a queen wasp in the front right of you. So what I'm going to do is, once the hive falls again, I'm just going to take the NPCs away from the hive. I believe I did enough damage to pull the queens here, or the queen. Maybe I have to do a little bit more damage. Nope, there it is, okay. So now I'm just going to fly, or walk the NPCs back here to the water, and don't attack the hive anymore. As long as you don't attack the hive or near the hive, those enemies on the hive will not attack you. So you can just focus on the trap and the trap only, and the queen only. You don't have to worry about all the enemies that come out of the hive still. So just go back to the water here. This is probably a safe spot right here, and just focus on all the little wasps first, because the queen's going to take a while to get to you. And then once you kill all these little wasps, the big queen should be here in time, and then you can focus on the queen and just buy her by herself, nothing else to worry about. So it makes it a lot easier. This is something I learned when I was doing the solo run. And as you can see here, all the little queens are dead, or all the little wasps are dead. And then now the enemies on the hive don't see me because I'm not near it or attacking near it. So now we can just wait for the queen to come over here and attack the queen. Oh, there she is. Okay. And since she comes from the front right, she takes some time, so by going back here, it gives you more time. And then, once you kill this queen, there's going to be one more phase. One more big phase. So let me go ahead and kill this queen really quickly. As you can see, I mean, why they would give Wingdiver a 480 meter range, 10,000 damage a second shotgun, I don't know. I mean, it's not like she can fly, so I guess it's balanced. But yeah, she does have a Stardust cannon, and it is broken. All right, so now we're going to go forward, and this is the last phase here. We're going to do... If you... Be careful when you first attack this hive when you come back, because there's going to be a lot of wasps on this hive. So I'd recommend just shooting the hive once and have all the enemies come after you. And then, because if you attack the hive again, there's going to be... if you attack the hive too much right here in this phase, you're going to have too many wasps come out of the next trap. So I'd recommend just shooting the hive once, killing these little wasps that come after you, because there's quite a few that have built up on the hive. And then, once you're safe, then you can go and attack the hive a little bit more, because there's going to be one more trap. So we're going to attack the hive here until it falls again. Once you're safe. And there you go. Last trap's going to be the bottom right. A bunch of reds. So just be ready for it and attack them. Spawn kill them as they come out. And looks like there's some on the bottom left as well. So just keep your eye out for the reds to come out, and then that's the last trap. And then the hive dies, and that's it. And that's the mission. So that's how I like to do it. If you're having trouble with this mission, it's definitely a fun mission, but just by knowing the phases and knowing that you can pause the phases and heal up and regroup and then start again, really makes this mission a lot easier than just YOLOing the whole thing. But yeah, as always, I'm interested in your strategies. If you have any, how you like to do this mission and what weapons you like to use. So as always, thanks a lot for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate it. It helps more people find the channel. Or comment below, helps more people as well. And remember, EDF doesn't leave a man behind. It's for real. Oh yeah, actually, let me say that here. It's under... I should know this, right? Reply, thanks. There it is. It's for real. Okay, and if you're interested in helping the channel financially, please consider hitting the join button next to the subscribe button, or watching a few ads helps financially too. It's very much appreciated. Hope to see you next time.